Not all numbers are born for the balance sheet. Some are born to bring a smile. Some usher the future. Some make you stand tall. Some numbers light a fire and fulfill wishes. Some spoil you silly. Some echo joyful shrieks. Some numbers have smiles written all over them. Some make the planet happy. Some make the planet healthy. Some numbers rise against all odds. Some are made for dreams. Not all numbers are born for the balance sheet. As we spread our wings globally, we at Mahindra believe that the numbers we are most proud of are the number of lives we have touched. Mahindra, together we rise.
India's economic architects, together on one powerful stage, from Nitin Gadkari to Arvind Panagaria and Montek Singh Ahluwalia, visionaries who are shaping India's future. All debating the Viksit Bharat roadmap, where legacy meets leadership. Here, the real policy playbook, finance, roads, reforms, disinvestment, nothing is off the table. The inside views, uncensored. Only at Adani Business Today, India at 100, 8th August 2025, Shangri-La Eros, New Delhi.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the day street. Last half an hour of trade and the markets have steadily moved up about 24,718 right now. We are at the near day's high point, about half odd % higher in trade amidst all that choppiness and uncertainty that's gripping the sentiments across the globe as well as in Indian markets. You can see 24,718 on the Nifty. A lot of sectors that have moved up. Metals are shining bright. This is the brightest space, in fact, in trade today, 2.4% higher. You can see even the real estate index, that's up by nearly 1.9%. Autos, IT, mid-caps, consumer durables, those are the ones that have actually picked up pace. What's dragging is FMCG and the financial services within the banking space right now. That's the trouble spot at this point. But on the Nifty, look at our Hero Moto. It's driving in the fastest lane, 4.7% higher, moved up beyond 4,500 odd levels now. Tata Steel, BEL, Adani Ports and JSW Steel are among the top movers on the Nifty. Whereas on the downside, you will find Power Grid, HDFC Bank, Apollo Hospitals, ICICI Bank, HUL. Some of those FMCG banking names that still reel under some pressure. But let's welcome our guest on board who's joining in on the program. Mr. Abhishek Basumallick, the co-founder and fund manager of Shree Rama Managers PMS, is now with us on the program. Warm welcome to you, Mr. Basumallick, and thank you so much for taking the time out. Let me start off with an overview. You know, it's been at least 5 weeks of consistently, weakening action, volatility, uncertainty that's been gripping the sentiments. And if you look at what happened a month back and now, it'll be hard to tell the difference as to where the Nifty is currently. But how would you really look at the markets from here on? There is the tariff talk that continues to keep us on the toes. Earnings haven't been very enthusiastic as well. What are you looking at in the markets for any signals as to what is to follow?
So, first of all, good afternoon to you and your viewers. I think, see, the challenge, like you rightly mentioned, the market has been choppy. Last 5 weeks, we've seen consistently the markets going down. And I don't see unless this, the tariff problem uh, behind us, I don't see any, long-term sort of up move or a consistent up move that is going to be possible because sentiment is sort of weak. Corporate results haven't been, really good enough to pull uh, stocks out of the range that they've been stuck in. So overall, I think we are in a sort of a market which is going to go nowhere at least for the near term. I think.
Okay, got that. But let me just prod you a little bit more on the tariff talk that has so far, kept the markets on tenterhooks for so long. I want to ask you, do you think that 25% tariff talk, has been seen as the worst case scenario, and is that priced in, or how much of it is in the price for the markets?
See, first of all, I think if you look at the goods that India sort of exports to the US, uh, primarily, the bigger chunk is in electronics, electrical machinery, and gems, jewelry, textiles. This is, what the primary export basket looks like. And if I look at in the listed space, uh, there are not too many very big or very large market cap companies which have a very large exposure to this US market. There will, I mean, from an overall market perspective. So if I just look at the numbers, it is not that great. The problem is always going to be sentimentally, right? So if overall the sentiment turns sour, then there is a problem. And already we are seeing that on the ground that private capex is not yet picked up. Results, we are seeing the result season. Most results have not been very encouraging. We've not seen blockbuster results come in. Uh, I mean, except maybe one or two sectors where results have been predominantly good, like cement. But most sectors, the results have been sort of ordinary or lackluster. So, in this kind of an environment, tariffs actually can add as a dampener.
Um, how much of a concern do you really see of the talk about, how India could be attracting a penalty because of being an ally with Russia? That has also been talked about quite a bit. Do you see this as a big concern?
I don't know. I'm not a geopolitical expert, but I mean, going by the history of the US president, uh, it just seems that most of it is, sort of like we say in behavioral finance, price anchoring, right? So he tries to initially say something outlandish and then climbs down from there. But that is more a sort of bargaining tactic rather than anything else, as far as what we've seen till now. So whether there's penalties or not, I don't know for sure. But very difficult. I mean, EU is importing very large amounts of gas from Russia, continues to do that even today. China does. China is, in fact, the largest importer of oil and gas from Russia. India is the number two. So I don't know what kind of penalties it will attract. But one thing seems logical is that India is going to probably procure more, oil from US. The question that will remain is what will be the pricing for that? Because till now, I think we were getting, sort of discounted oil from Russia.
Let me talk more micro and what's specific to us right now, and that's the upcoming RBI policy. That's the big event that we will be waiting to see, and how do the markets really look at that aspect? One, the question on how the RBI has already front-loaded with a 50 basis points rate cut last time around. Do you think this time the RBI will hold some fire and, have the markets priced in that? Secondly, the tariff impact on the economy. Do you think the RBI should look at addressing that in some fashion as well?
See, I think right now, my guess again is that this time they'll hold probably for the next time, because right now the tariff talk is mostly talk. You haven't seen anything really happening on the ground. So once the tariff sort of starts impacting 2 3 months down the line, you really get to know what is the real impact, and then they can take measures. So possibly there is going to be a rate cut, but not this in this meeting. Probably it will come in at the next one.
Okay. Let me also then come to you on the earnings front, sir. So far about 50% of the earnings are already out. What are your top takeaways from this quarterly earnings that we have got? We do understand that most of the earnings have actually been either below estimates or expectations. But what stood out for you in Q1 earnings so far?
I think mostly results have not been very good, right? I mean, I was just looking at about there are roughly 1,050 odd companies which have released results till now, and out of them, about 60% of them have shown positive growth, positive profit growth, whereas 40% have shown negative growth. Now, obviously, large number of these are small cap, micro cap companies, but on an aggregate, the situation is not very good. So other than pockets like agrochemicals, fertilizers, cement, like I mentioned, in some of these small places where results have been very good, most of the other areas results have been pretty lackluster, and that's a concern.
That's a clear concern. Any outperformance that you spotted maybe in key stocks or key sectors, if you could highlight for us? Anything that surprised you positively?
So I think cement we were expecting. Agrochem, it's a lot of it is very dynamic because the supply demand situation with Russia, China sort of makes an impact. Other than that, I think mostly we were expecting sort of tepid numbers, but I think in most cases numbers have been slightly maybe below my expectations, because I was hoping that Q1 things will get better than the previous quarter, but quarter on quarter uh, we're not seeing growth coming in. That is what I'm slightly concerned about. In a lot of these companies, year on year growth is there, but quarter on quarter, there is slump which is seeing, and a lot of these companies that I track are not cyclical, or they're not annually there are no annual cycles. So ideally there should have been quarter on quarter growth, but that is where there's some amount of struggle, I think.
Okay.
Larger sectors like banking, finance, NBFCs are also sort of struggling, uh, which shows that uh, you know things are not great. Let me put it that way. They're not very bad, but I think we need to be a little bit circumspect, uh, and obviously with the tariff thing going on, with results being sort of slightly weak, and valuations are not cheap. Uh, so all of this is heading to a situation where the market seems to be, to me at least, going to be in a range for some time. We may see one or two big positive weeks or months, uh, if there are positive news flow coming in, but for actually breaking out into all-time highs, etc., it'll probably need better corporate results.
Absolutely. We're already in the eighth month of the calendar year, and you do expect the markets to stay range bound for some more time to come. Um, you know, um, can you say at this point in time that by the end of the year, we will probably just see at best very muted set of returns from the equity benchmarks this time? Will it be a lackluster year of return?
I think, see, what typically tends to happen, again, I keep repeating this all the time, that if you take any block of 5 years, you will have one year which is going to be blockbuster, one year which is going to be a washout where it will be loss making, and you'll have 2 years where things will not go anywhere, and maybe one year which will be sort of maybe uh, slightly on the better side. So not blockbuster, but not somewhere in between. So now probably last year was bad, and this year I think we are getting into that phase where it's going to absorb. Let me put it this way: it's going to take time to absorb the run that we had seen in the last two. I mean, in 23, 24, right? So maybe this year also is going to be sort of very moderate gains. But that is the nature of the markets. I mean, it goes up in a hurry and then sort of consolidates, then goes up again. So when the next leg of up move is very difficult to say. It could start this year also because markets are forward looking. Uh, so it could start sometime in the next 2 3 months, 6 months, but very difficult to time beforehand in terms of how it will pan out. But
Absolutely difficult to time.
one thing is for sure that you need better corporate results, at least in many heavyweight sectors.
So one is better corporate results. What is the other thing or the other key factor that you believe could aid, a market
Liquidity.
turnaround?
See, the market does well only on based on two things: corporate results and liquidity. And if you look at liquidity, the domestic investors have been continuously pumping in money, but FIIs, FPIs have not. I mean, net, I think I'm not very sure, but I think again last two couple of months has been negative. So that is where I think we are struggling, is where the liquidity is not coming in as much as is required to push up prices from these levels.
Fair point. All right, Mr. Basumallick, great speaking to you as always and seeking all those insights on the markets. Hope you have a great time. We'll see you soon on another edition on Business Today Television. All right, viewers, we're at 3:17 right now, just about 13 minutes to go. We also have now with us Mr. Kunal V. Parar, Vice President of Technical Research at Choice Equity Broking, joining in to share with us his technical viewpoints on the markets. Kunal, finally, we have some green on the screen on Monday. So we are just about time to save the blushes for ourselves after 5 weeks of a negative run in the markets. What is your sense? Will we have a positive week?
Well, good afternoon, and it's too early to say that we will have a positive week. But I just need to say Nifty has to sustain about 24,800, and if Nifty sustain above this level, then we might see some good upside momentum up to the level of 25,200 to 25,600. Until and unless we need to think about the lower part, because overall I think. 7 days of extension is going to complete in this week, so high volatility will be there based on this part. So Nifty has to sustain about 24,800 for smart recovery up to the level of 24,300, 24,600. And yes, this week will be like highest volatility based on this timeline that Trump has given to us for that 7 days cooling period.
Okay, so that's as far as the outlook is concerned. But Kunal, where are you keeping your focus in terms of stocks today?
Well, I'll be focusing on IT stock right now. TCS is trading at 3,074, and the way stock has been trading on its daily chart, I think stock is going to complete its bullish Marubozu candlesticks formation. So some upside momentum would be there based on this ongoing technical structure. Right now, stock is trading at 3075. One can get into the stock with strict stop loss of 2990, and if we talk about upper side target, then first target comes at 3130, and if stock breaks this level, then further upside would be there up to the level of 3240. So TCS looks very attractive at present level. Not only this, Adani Port also looks very attractive right now. Adani Port is trading at 1392. If we talk about the daily chart, the way stock has been trading on its daily chart, I think further upside would be there. Stock has been continuously taking support of its upward rising trend line, and right now today's stock is going to complete its bullish engulfing formation as well. So one can get into the stock at present level. We'll keep SL at 1340, and if talk about target wise, first target comes at 1425, and if stock breaks this level, then further upside would be there up to the level of 1471. So from my side, it's Adani Port and TCS.
Okay, got that. I hope viewers you've taken that down as well. But let me talk about a few more stocks that one could definitely look at today. A lot of buzzing action in the F&O space today. Kunal, let's talk about delivery first. This stock has been in focus over the last couple of sessions, couple of weeks also. The stock has been showing us some positive signs, and bang come the earnings, and earnings are better than the estimates. And there you see it on the day that the earnings were announced right after the we are seeing a reaction of 7% on the higher side, 460 odd levels for delivery right now. Has the turnaround started? Is this going to be a re-rating candidate? How do you see the stock going forward? What is your target?
Yes, exactly. I must say that re-rating is going on right now. Stock is trading at 460. Recently, it has given a breakout of its recent top. And the way stock has been trading on its weekly chart, I think further upside would be there up to the level of 590. And if stock breaks this level, 490, then further upside, 490, then further upside would be there up to the level of 700 level. So definitely, I'm seeing a very promising momentum in this counter. Now, major concern is related to fresh buy. So I'm not suggesting to go for creating any fresh buy. But yes, if you have the stock in your portfolio, then hold the stock. We might see a very good upside momentum in this counter.
Okay, got that. What about Aditya Birla Capital? This one is a tricky one to handle for investors. Just when a lot of retail investors start to focus their attention, the stock gets into a consolidative zone. What do you make of the fresh trigger here? Aditya Birla Capital, would you carry this in momentum? How do you expect the stock to react?
Well, definitely, I think momentum will be continued because we have been seeing a very good upside momentum since the morning with above average volume activity. So, yes, this rhythm will continue further. If we talk about target wise, then first target comes at 283, 283, and if stock breaks this level, then one way rally would be there up to the level of 325 to 350. So nothing worry about this counter, but yes, again, concern is related to fresh buying side, and I am not suggesting to go for creating any fresh long position. But yes, if you have this stock in your portfolio, then hold this stock. Good, smart, confident momentum would be there during upcoming trading session.
Okay, fair point. Let's look at some of the other pockets. Okay, the top mover on the Nifty. I want to talk about Hero MotoCorp. 5.2% higher, the top moving stock within the auto pack today. And it's brought forward this index as well, 1.6% higher. Right from the word go today, autos were, in limelight, and leading it was Hero MotoCorp. Of course, on the back of the sales figures that have been coming in as well. And the comparison between Bajaj Auto and Hero Moto that consistently goes forward. And let me ask Kunal as to what are the technical charts saying for Hero Moto. After a long haul, we are seeing such a smart single day kind of a move on Hero Moto. How are you looking at it? Will this carry on in next few sessions as well?
Well, just definitely, we have seen very smart momentum in this counter, and I have a dual view on this counter. First is for trading to position perspective. Right now, trading the stock is trading at a 4544. I think the way stock has been trading on its daily chart, we have seen a breakout as well on a daily chart. So I think further upside would be there in this counter. One can get into the stock at present level. We will keep SL at somewhere around 4400. And if you talk about target wise, the first target comes at 4652. And if stock breaks this level, then further upside would be there up to the level of 4832. Now this is for trading to positional perspective. But if you talk about the medium term to long term, now this is a perfect counter for creating a long term portfolio as well. Now, even I'll suggest to switch position from Tata Motors to Hero MotoCorp. If anyone is holding position at Tata Motors, I think this is the perfect stock to switch Tata Motors to Hero MotoCorp. If we talk about medium term to long term target, then we might see very good upside momentum up to the level of 4,900. And if stock breaks this level, then one way rally would be there up to the level of 5,500. So yes, this stock looks very attractive, not only for trading perspective, but for medium term to long term as well.
Okay, for medium term to long term as well. But let's also see one other factor that's been behind Hero Motors' move today. It's Ether Energy's earnings that came in. The Q1 loss marginally narrowed to 178 odd crore rupees. The revenue, however, jumped by 79%, and the share prices of Ether Energy, the e-scooter maker, has rallied by about 13% in trade today as well. Now, of course, it's a subsidiary of Hero, and that's also got a lot of interest from investors while the IPO came in recently. How would you look at Ether Energy? I know the charts are fewer, and the history is very limited for you to study, but what do you make of this move within the e-scooter maker?
Well, if we talk about Ether Industries, right now trading at 765, and stock is a strong support at 740. Even before earlier stock took the support of the same, and afterward it went up to the level of 840. So this is the perfect time to get into the stock, and risk reward is in favor for creating a long position. Right now stock is trading at 765. We will keep SL at 740. And if you talk about target wise, then first target comes at 800, and afterwards even it may march toward the level of 840. So yes, from my side, one can get into the stock. From my side, it's a thumbs up with strict stop loss of 740 in Ether Industries.
Okay, let me also look at some of the other pockets that we can discuss with Kunal right now. Kunal, what about the metal space? Are you looking at this fresh move as something that could turn into a bigger cyclical story for the metals pack?
Well, no doubt, even in today's trading session, we have been witnessing very good upside momentum in overall metal counters. If you talk about Steel Authority of India, Tata Steel, Jindal Steel, but one stock is there which looks very attractive. It's a National Aluminium, right now trading at 187. Stock has a strong support at 181. And if you talk about earlier part, during June, stock took the support of the same, and afterward it went up to the level of 199 to 200 level. So we can expect the same replicate momentum at present level. One can keep SL at 180 when first target comes at 200, and if stock break this level 200, then further upside would be there up to the level of 217. So among the other counter, I think risk reward is in favor for creating a long position in this National Aluminium. Looks very attractive. It gives us some good confidence for trading perspective with strict stop loss of 181.
Okay, fair point. All right, Kunal, then 3:27 right now, 3 minutes to go for the markets to shut shop. Tell me, for tomorrow, what is the strategy that one should adopt?
Well, for tomorrow's strategies, I think one should keep an eye on 24,800. No doubt today we have seen a very good bounce back, but yes, 24,800 will act as a strong hurdle. So if Nifty sustain above this level, then minimum 3 to 400 points of momentum would be there. So one should keep an eye on 24,800.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also helped all of our viewers out there. Thank you so much, Kunal, for being with us on the show and helping us with your take on the markets and strategies you've recommended. 167 points higher for the Nifty viewers, 24,731 on the Nifty. Barring the FMCG, rest all of the sectors have managed to close into the green. This should definitely seem like a sigh of relief for the bulls in trade, because 5 weeks of consecutive losses is what we've seen. Metals are higher, real estate, autos, IT, all higher by about 1.5 to 2.5% in trade. You also have consumer durables, PSU banks moving up. Even the broader markets, both mid and small caps have picked up pace. Let me just highlight for you the top movers on the Nifty and the top laggards. So the top mover is Hero Motor, Tata Steel, Adani Ports, BEL and JSW Steel. Whereas on the downside, you have names like Power Grid, HDFC Bank, Oil and Natural Gas, and ICICI Bank, Apollo Hospitals. On the F&O space, you have Aditya Birla Capital, Delivery, UPL as the top movers. Whereas on the downside, Nuvama Wealth, ABB India post earnings, PNB Housing Finance continues to reel under pressure. Within the PSU stocks, BHEL has moved up today. You also have BEL, RVNL, Power Finance Corporation, IRFC. So some of these railway related stocks have also started to be on the move. Within the Nifty 500 basket, Sarda Energy topped the charts 20% higher in trade today. And we also looked at Ether Energy. I marked out for all our viewers 12.5% higher. Aditya Birla Capital we've marked out already. AG's Vopak Terminals, Zuari Agrochemicals, that's moving. You also have Zuari, I think as a group is also moving. Star Cement moved up in trade today. KIOCL was another one that was moving higher. Transformers and Rectifiers India is also on the move. Mirza International from the leather space, Deep Industries, even Piccadilly Agro is up by about 7%. The makers of Indri Whiskey, that's also higher in trade today. Let me also look at what's moving in the Nifty next 50 names. JSW Energy, Jindal Steel and Power, Cholamandalam Investment, Pidilite, Samvardhan Motherson, Lodha, TVS Motor, Adani Power. These are all the names that have been also moving up steadily. CDSL, Brainbee Solutions, scams among the small caps that really rallied about 5 to 7% in trade. Even Angel One moved up, Jumble Fertilizers. These are some of the other names that we have been getting on the higher side. All right, viewers, 330, 161 points higher. Not a bad start for this new week, 24,726. But the key question will be, will this sustain on the higher end? Everything depends on the earnings that are coming in. Of course, later in the week, we will be focused on how RBI comes out with the policy and whether there is any kind of a trigger that could pull the Nifty out of this sluggish consolidative zone. That's another one that we would be definitely keeping a keen eye out on. Right, we'll leave you at that, but do stay tuned on to Business Today Television as we continue to get you all the fascinating insights from the world of markets, business and finance.
Not all numbers are born for the balance sheet. Some are born to bring a smile. Some usher the future. Some make you stand tall. Some numbers light a fire and fulfill wishes. Some spoil you silly. Some echo joyful shrieks. Some numbers have smiles written all over them. Some make the planet happy. Some make the planet healthy. Some numbers rise against all odds. Some are made for dreams. Not all numbers are born for the balance sheet. As we spread our wings globally, we at Mahindra believe that the numbers we are most proud of are the number of lives we have touched. Mahindra, together we rise.
India's economic architects, together on one powerful stage. From Nitin Gadkari to Arvind Panagaria and Montek Singh Ahluwalia. Visionaries who are shaping India's future. All debating the Viksit Bharat roadmap, where legacy meets leadership. Here, the real policy playbook, finance, roads, reforms. Disinvestment, nothing is off the table. The inside views, uncensored. Only at Adani Business Today, India at 100, 8th August 2025, Shangri-La Eros, New Delhi.